Imagine being sealed in a steel tube, hundreds of feet beneath the ocean's surface. The pressure outside is immense, enough to crush a human instantly. Your world is the hum of machinery, the ping of sonar, and the voices of your crewmates. Then you hear it, a sound that shouldn't be there. A sound from outside. Knock ... knock ... This isn't a scene from a horror movie. It's a chilling account that has circulated among submariners for decades. A true story that blurs the line between the known and the unfathomable. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most unsettling mysteries of the sea. The story of the submarine that heard knocking. To understand the gravity of this, you first need to appreciate the environment. A submarine is a world of its own, an isolated capsule of life in an abyss that is utterly hostile to human existence. At depths of 400 feet, 800 feet, or even deeper, there's nothing. No light, no life as we know it on the surface, just crushing, silent blackness. The crew's training is rigorous, preparing them for every conceivable mechanical failure or enemy threat. But what they aren't trained for is the impossible. The story most often centers around a U.S. Navy submarine during the Cold War. The specific name of the sub and the identities of the crew are often obscured, which is typical for military stories involving strange phenomena. This was something outside their realm of experience. Who or what could be knocking on the hull of a submarine hundreds of feet deep in the ocean? The pressure alone would make it impossible for a diver, and the sound wasn't random. It was rhythmic, deliberate. Some accounts say it sounded like Morse code, but the pattern was indecipherable, an alien sequence of taps. The captain had a decision to make. Surface? Stay put? Try to identify the source? He ordered the sub to perform evasive maneuvers, changing depth and course, hoping to shake whatever was out there. But the knocking followed them. For hours, the crew lived in a state of quiet dread. Every creak of the hull, every normal operational sound, was amplified by their fear. The knocking would stop for a while, letting a tense silence settle in, only to start again, sometimes louder, sometimes from a different part of the hull. Imagine the psychological toll. You're in a confined space, with no windows to look out of, completely reliant on your instruments. And those instruments, along with your own ears, are telling you something impossible is happening. The crew started to whisper. Was it a new type of enemy weapon? A previously unknown marine creature of immense size and intelligence? Or was it something else entirely? The ocean has always been a source of myth and legend, a place where sea monsters and ghost ships are said to roam. After what felt like an eternity, as the submarine continued its evasive actions, the knocking finally faded and did not return. The sub eventually completed its patrol and returned to port. Upon their return, the submarine was put into dry dock for inspection and maintenance, a standard procedure. But this time, the inspection was anything but standard. As the crew and dock workers examined the outer hull, they found something that sent a shiver down everyone's spine. There were marks, scratches and strange, deep gouges in the reinforced steel of the hull, concentrated in the areas where the knocking had been heard. The marks were unlike anything they had ever seen. They weren't from a collision with another vessel or from scraping the seabed. They looked organic, almost like claw marks, but of a size and power that defied explanation. The official report, as is often the case with such incidents, was likely classified or explained away as an unidentified acoustic phenomena and damage from unknown underwater debris. But the crew knew what they had heard and what they had seen. The story spread through the submarine community, passed down from veteran sailors to new recruits, a cautionary tale of the deep. It became a legend, a testament to the fact that no matter how advanced our technology becomes, the ocean remains a vast, mysterious, and sometimes terrifying frontier. So what could it have been? Let's explore some of the theories. The most skeptical and scientific explanation points to a natural phenomenon we don't fully understand yet. Perhaps it was a strange geological event or a unique acoustic effect caused by thermal layers in the water. Another possibility is a large marine animal. We know that giant squids exist, and they are powerful creatures. Could a curious or aggressive squid have latched onto the sub? It's possible, and it could explain the scratches. However, the rhythmic, deliberate nature of the knocking is harder to explain. Whales and dolphins are intelligent, but knocking on a metal tube isn't their typical behavior. Then there are the more speculative theories. Some have suggested it was an unidentified submerged object, or USO, the underwater equivalent of a UFO, an unknown, intelligent force from beneath the waves, or perhaps from somewhere else entirely, making its presence known. Given the Cold War context, another theory is that it was an advanced piece of enemy technology designed for psychological warfare, meant to terrorize submarine crews. However, no such technology has ever been revealed by any nation. Ultimately, the mystery remains unsolved. No one has ever been able to definitively prove what caused the knocking on that submarine. The story lives on as a powerful reminder of the unknown. It taps into a primal fear, the fear of being in a vulnerable place and hearing a knock on the door. Except your door is a steel hull and outside is an alien world of crushing pressure and eternal darkness. What do you think it was? A giant squid? A top-secret weapon? Or something we can't even begin to comprehend? The ocean covers over 70% of our planet, and we've explored less than 5% of it. Down in those dark, silent depths, anything is possible. The story of the knocking submarine serves as a humble reminder that we are just visitors in a world that is not our own, a world with secrets it may never give up.